Drivers, welcome to Area 51 Racing League, brought to you by Green White Checker TV and our promotional producer, Roy Willard. We are a serious racing league with races brought to you 4 nights a week. Tuesday nights we feature the high-speed Indy cars on multiple tracks and a couple road courses thrown in. Wednesday nights we race the NASCAR 1987 Cup cars on multiple tracks and a couple Superspeedways thrown in. Thursday night is our premier series. We race the NASCAR Cup cars following the NASCAR schedule. Sunday nights we race the NASCAR Cup cars on Superspeedways, alternating between Talladega and Daytona. The Superspeedway series will be a paid series. It's $25 per person. Weekly payouts will be $15, $10, and $5. Also, the season champion will receive $150. These numbers are contingent on the number of registered drivers and are subject to change. Drivers who don't want to pay the entry fee can still race but will not share the winnings. All race seasons start at 6 p.m. Central Time with 1 hour practice followed by 5-minute qualifying, and then a green flag drops at 7:05. All races will be broadcasted by our partner Green White Checker TV. Area 51 League is a serious racing league who believes every driver should go into every race with his or her top priority being not to wreck their fellow competitors. Failure to abide by the Area 51 vision will result in removal from the league. League entry requirements are Class C 3.0 or higher and an I rating of 900 or higher. To join, visit our racing and look for Area 51 Racing League. We look forward to racing with each and every one of you and making some good friends along the way. See you in Season 5. Thanks.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Green White Checkered TV. Tonight we have the Area 51 Racing League Super Speedway Series here at Daytona. I'd say if you were with us last week, you saw that new build with a new damage model did not suit these cars and the racing style here very well. So that has been fixed. I said they took the damage model back off and we're back to the normal stuff that we've been seeing. So we're going to be able to see that pushing and tandem drafting like we're used to here at Daytona in the plate races. So say they're making their qualifying laps right now, just about done. So I'll actually do a quick point standings update. So right now our points leader is Raymond Rittenauer, leading his teammate Gabe Butler by 16 points. I'll say it's pretty much going to be a run between those two, I believe, for the title here. As you can see, they got a big lead over there. Matt Quick in third, Kevin Hash in fourth, and Jack Walsh is going to round out our top 5. About 2 minutes left in qualifying at the moment. Everybody's making their laps. 6th through 10th in the points is Eric Laurie, Bud Steele, Dwight Plush, Jim Brooks, and Michael Spell. So I've been trying to make some adjustments to everything. Hopefully things are looking, sounding better, playing with things as I'm able to. And yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to make some improvements as things progress. As I'm learning as I go. And the same also, again, I really need to thank some of the guys that have helped me out with some of the stuff. Of course, that intro video, especially, say Roy Wheeler does an awesome job at doing these videos and everything that he's put on for this league. So thank him for that. And then also really need to thank Travis McQuistion for my logo that he was able to set up for me with Green White Checkered TV. I say he did some really nice work for that. So really thankful for those guys for what they're able to do for that to help me out and I was saying keep helping out this league. So again, if you're interested in looking at a league, season 5 here at Area 51 Racing League is going to start here shortly. I think we got about 2-3 more weeks after this week. I think they're going to start after the 4th of July weekend. So definitely take a look. You can search for them on Facebook, or you can find them on the iRacing site as well. So yeah, looking forward to tonight's race here at Daytona. We're going to definitely get back to what we were used to seeing with that aggressive drafting with these guys. Again, with the damage metal removed, let's say these guys will be able to kind of put on the show that we're used to seeing with these Superspeedway series. Alright, with qualifying in the books, we talked about those top 2 in the point standings, and they're going to be the top 2 leading the field to green here. Gabe Butler able to hold off Raymond Rittenauer for the pole position there by 1/1000th of a second. You see there a 46 by 0.556 to a 557. So those two definitely mean business when it comes here to Talladega. Those two obviously going to be the ones to contend with for sure this evening. In row number 2, we have Kevin Hash in that 03 and Joe Delavecchia in the 052. In row 3, we have Eric Laurie and Dale Willoughby. In row number 4, we have the 10 of Corey Lane and the 6 of Bud Steele. And then rounding out the top 10, you have the 28 of Charles Johnson and the 83 of Jack Walls. And let's say 11 through 14 was Chad Wilkes, Michael Spell, Mark Rubilis, and Robert Richards. And then from 15th through 21st, I believe, those drivers all went ahead and basically took provisional, going to grid them based on where iRacing placed them. So with that being said, we got 75 laps tonight here at Daytona. Again, that pit window is in that low to mid 20 lap range, so say somewhere between maybe 22 to 24. So you're definitely going to see some drivers try to stretch it out to that 25 mark. That's going to be critical for these guys to be able to try to make it on that 2-stop strategy. Of course, let's say yellow's obviously changed things up a little bit throughout the race here, so I'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. But I say definitely will be an exciting one. Say they're going to be back to that normal kind of racing that we've seen here. Now with that damage model removed again, we've seen how they're able to push in tandem and make some pretty aggressive moves here. So we'll see who's able to kind of go after these guys. Again, right now those two on the front row, those are going to be definitely two to contend with. So we'll have to see if anybody's able to kind of team up against those guys. So with that, the pace car is off. Going to put it into the hands of that one and the 87. Green flag is in the air. Say we're underway here at Daytona again, 75 laps here. I'd say an up to 3 green-white checkers should we come to that if needed. And again, they do have 2 faster pairs as well if needed. So we'll have to see if those come into play as well as we get going here. Right now, a pretty even start for their leaders. Let's say you can see right now that one of Gabe Butler has a good push from the 03 of Kevin Hash. We'll see if he's able to push him up to the lead here as they enter turn 3 for the first time. You can see that top line starting to form well with Raymond Rittenauer and Joe Delavecchia right behind him in that 052. The third car in that top row is Dale Willoughby in that 7. We've kind of talked about before how he's always one that has the speed and just has had just terrible luck. So we'll see if he's able to kind of get that monkey off his back and maybe see if he can get a good results here this evening. So they definitely have a little bit of mixed strategy here. Of course, you're going to have those guys that just kind of want to stay towards the front. There's going to be a few of those a little further back. You see there, the 66, I believe that is a Mike Morrison. He's just cruising right now. He's going to try to hang on to the back of the draft. I think there's one more back there with him. You didn't quite see who it was. But I think that's what you're going to see some of these drivers do here is just try to take it easy. Try to make sure they can avoid some of these incidents and keep their faster pairs should they need them later in the running. That way they can avoid any potential issues. But right now, as you can see, though, running still pretty much 2x2 as they ran these pace laps. So you got right now got about a 200-mile-an-hour pace lap going here at Daytona. Again, you got the 1 and the 87 there, Gabe and Raymond running the front row here with that 03 of Kevin Hash and then the 052 of Joe Delvecchia there right behind them, giving them a nice push here. The other thing we haven't mentioned, which will always potentially come into play, is they have to be careful about how long they push aggressively. Like there you can see Joe there pushing Raymond really hard there on the top side. You got to be really careful about not pushing for too long and staying tucked up under that bumper for too long, because you really risk that car getting hot there and popping the motor, which is, say, of course, if you do that in the middle of the field, that's definitely a chance there for a big stack up for situations like that. Right now, though, everybody's holding pretty steady right now, so you can see everybody's holding a pretty steady line, steady wheel. So we'll see kind of how the race progresses again right now. So still very early in the going, only on lap number 5 of 75, so we still got 71 laps remaining here at Daytona. Again, I say the whole pretty much top 10 here is all within like a spot or two of their starting positions, because just this whole field right now has been running double file this whole way throughout this run so far. So for me, one of the toughest positions is to be that second car or further back on the bottom line. So we'll ride on board with that 03 of Kevin Hash, so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm talking about here. Riding with that 03 of Kevin Hash as he's right behind that one of Gabe Butler. I'm saying the tricky part for me here is that you just have to be right on, you want to be obviously right on the back bumper of that car in front of you. but at the same time you have to be really careful because you can't really see the lines in front of you. Like entering the turn, you have to be real careful not to get onto that white line. As I say that though, we have actually a caution further in the back here. Looks like the 83 of Jack Walls is involved. Heavy damage to that car. Let's go back and take a look, see what happened. That's our first yellow of the race on lap number 6. And it looks like it all started there off of turn number 2 here. Oh, you can see right there the 10 of Corey Lane. Let's go back a little bit. Looks like the potential 3 wide here with the 7 of Dale Willoughby and the 053 of Joe Delavecchio. You can see Joe there catches the wall a little bit. And then actually the 10 moves up a little bit, catches the 7 car. And then unfortunately though, that just gets him down onto the apron, and then from there just it's really hard to keep that car underneath you when you're in that position there. So you can see a lot of good heads up driving from those around them, but unfortunately just for those behind, just everything stacks up so quickly. So you see the 10, the 83 here, the 101 as well, the 63 is involved, and then also the 44 and the 118. Pretty much the whole bottom line, just all are getting involved in this one. Just they're all so close to each other there. One of those things, you just have to be at the right place at the right time to try to get out of those situations, but unfortunately, so we're gonna have a lot of cars here with a fair bit of damage, so they're gonna definitely need to gonna be some fast repairs being taken here. However, say pit road is just about to open, so we'll let them make their pit stops. See everybody hitting their marks here. You see that 6-car Bud Steele, looks like he just drove through the pits this time by. Looks like pretty much fuel only for our front runners here. I think what you might see with that 6 of Bud Steele is went in the pits here. He'll probably come in the second time by, just get that little bit of extra fuel in that car. So say right now though, everybody was in the pits this time. Again, we're going to definitely see some try to get some damage repaired to those cars, possibly fast repairs of course as well here. You can see right here, like the 44 Dwight Plush, looks like he's trying to get that damage repaired. Save that fast repair for later in the race. Looks like a similar situation for some around. Some of those who were involved, I'm not sure if they'll be able to get away with that, because some of those had some pretty heavy damage there, like that 101 and the 118. To me, I don't think those are able to be repaired without a fast repair. So we'll have to kind of wait and see for those guys. You can see some of the damage still being repaired on that 83 though of Jack Walls. Maybe he's able to see what he's able to do here. Say, however, the leaders are coming around, so those guys are gonna have to get going. Make sure they don't get held back here. And looking like, say, keep an eye on Bud Steele here. Like I said, he just drove through the pits actually, so he's staying out this time. See if we get the one to go or not. And we do, so we are in the one to go. So actually Bud Steele just drove through his pits, didn't actually make a stop, so not sure if maybe he missed his pit box and decided, you know what, I'm just going to stay out, or what the strategy is there. So we'll kind of wait and see. But I know I mentioned it before, but I don't question Bud's strategy too often, because I'll question him about it sometimes, like, oh no, don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing, and more often than not it seems like it works out. So I've learned not to question the strategy of that 6 car. He's got it pretty much under control most of the time, it seems like. So a few takers to top off on that one to go. Looks like the first car to do so is that 78 of Donald Stewart. Then you have the 83 of Jack Walls, 63 Logan Helton. Then you got the 101, the 118, and then the 44 right now coming out as well. So yeah, the 44 Dwight Plush is going to have to hustle a little bit because he's right now just entering turn 1 while the field's in 3 and 4. I think he should be able to grab onto him, but again, you definitely got to make sure you get the draft here on this restart, or else you're going to be in big trouble. So we'll have to wait and see if they're able to all catch up. But however, so we're going to get things going here again in just a moment. Right now, our race leader is showing as that 6 of Bud Steele, Gabe Butler in 2nd, Kevin Hash in 3rd, Raymond Rittenauer in 4th, and Eric Laurie rounds out our top 5. Pace car is in, say green flag just gets back in the air here. Again, it's going to be the 6 of Bud Steele here leading the way. On the outside there, you have the 1 of Gabe Butler. So you're going to see, I'm sure, that 1 in the 87 here. Again, we've talked about how well these two work together. So I think you'll see them try to push their way up toward the front. And I believe that 7 of Dale Willoughby is also part of that team as well. So I'll say it's definitely going to be an opponent line here on that top side. So we'll see if that 6, the 03, and the 071, see what they're able to make happen here on that bottom line. Come through the travel, about the top 10 to 12 here are still 2 by 2. So it's starting to single file here a little bit back. 2 drivers that are just out of the draft. They're going to have to work hard to try to get back up there. Is the 88 of Michael Spell and the 101 of Mark Rabilis. Again, not sure if those drivers have any damage on their cars. To me, it looks like they definitely do, however. And unfortunately, that 44 of Dwight Plush did not get back up to the field in time, so he is also out of the draft. So that's really going to hurt him as well to try to stay on the lead lap. So those guys, unfortunately, are going to have to kind of hope for a yellow to get them back on the same strategy. As I say that, you see the 6 of Bud Steele. Oh, it gets a big hit there on the inside wall. It just looks like a push in the trial gone wrong by the 03 of Kevin Hash. See if he's able to get turned around. He's able to get moving again. But yeah, unfortunately, that 03, I think, just gave him a bit of a shot there in the trial. And that just, that's pretty much like, I think that's the riskiest place really to try to push a car. Again, because in the banking, in the turns here, you can really, like, the cars are really squatted down there, they're planted, you can usually get away with it a little better. Just gotta make sure you get them square. Straightaways, of course, as well, as long as you're kind of lined up with the car in front of you. But here in the tri-oval, there's not a lot of banking. These cars are kind of, this is where they're kind of the most free, and so that's kind of where that'll happen. So definitely unfortunate there for Bud Steele. He's able to get going again. He's gonna for sure have to use a fast repair there, but he's gonna definitely wind up a lap down unless we get a yellow here shortly before he has to make a pit stop to get that repair done to that car. However, with all that happening, so you see that 1 that Gabe Butler able to get to the front, able to get to the bottom line. Now you've got that top line with the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer and Dale Willoughby right behind him. And as I mentioned, the 6 of Bud Steele is in the pits at the moment. Getting service done to that car, probably a fast repair, and then also fuel. I would assume might as well take advantage of that if you can here at this point. So we'll see if he's able to get back out and going here shortly. Unfortunately, looks like he's still in the pit, so I'll keep an eye on that. However, I'll say up front, though, we are on lap 15 of 75. Got 71 remaining still to go. Again, right now, the leader is Gabe Butler. On the outside, you have Raymond Rittenauer. Then you have Kevin Hash right there, and Dale will be the top 4, and Eric Laurie rounding out the top 5. 60 laps remaining here. Let's say keeping it on this lead, of course. Right now it looks like a few drivers have fallen off the draft, which is you have the 83 of Jack Walls, the 10 of Corey Lane, and then as I mentioned earlier, the 118 Nathan Aldrich, 101 Mark Corbillis, 88 of Michael Spell, and the 44 of Dwight Plesh. Right now, the last car in that drafting group right now is the 84 here of Andrew Schroeder. So he's kind of in my opinion, this is where I like to run my plate races, right at the back of the main draft here. Nobody really to worry about behind you. So say should something happen in front, you can try to make sure you react in time and kind of get out of trouble there. So again, that's kind of that's how my strategy is usually. Is I'm not much one to run up front the whole race. I try to just bide my time, try to make my gains in the pit stop cycle. But let's say again, there's a lot of drivers though. Their goal here is to get up front, lead as many laps as they can, and kind of just control this race. I'm saying actually it looks like I noticed a little bit of damage, I believe, to the nose of that 24 car, unless maybe just the paint scheme throwing me off. Let's see if we can get a better look at it there. So that's Robert Thorenz in the 24. I feel like I see a little bit of nose damage to the car. That or it's the Eagles on it. I'm not sure which it is, but say something to keep an eye on. But I say right now, definitely doing a good job, able to hang on to this draft here. One of those things that'll throw you off. So maybe we can get a better look from the back of that 12 of Robert Richards. Yeah, you can definitely see a little bit of nose damage to that car here. You can see the fenders there. So it looks like just kind of a square shot. You can see that splitter definitely not straight on that car at all. However, he's still able to run well here, so might be something, again, save that fast repair for some point later, but probably not a car you're going to want to be leading the race with, but you can definitely still hang on to that draft with here. Up front, not too much has changed with the leaders as things run right now. Say again, pretty much all running 2x2. Right now, the highest climber of the race, we got two actually, is the 78 here of Donald Stewart. He is currently running in the 7th position, started 16th, so he's up 9 spots from his starting spot. Then we also have the 66 of Mike Morrison. Started 21st, running 12th, so he's also doing really well in that C6 car. Looks like he's kind of doing the same thing here, just kind of cruising here, just try to stay safe, make sure he can get to the cycle of pit stops, which I say should be in about 10 or so more laps. Say those two up front, though, the 1 and the 87, they're definitely going to be burning the most fuel right now because they are leading this top group, or these groups right now. Say their foot's all to the floor, but those guys behind them are definitely going to be able to breathe it a little bit and stay out of trouble. However, just notice that the 84 of Andrew Schroeder and the 24 of Robert Thorenz, they've both actually fallen off the draft here. As saying it's definitely, they're out of range to be able to grab back onto it. Say, of course, two of the drivers I just mentioned. So for those that are wondering, the commentator curse is real. So just remind me not to talk about you during the race, to hopefully not have those things happen to you. So the leaders are coming up on that 44 though of Dwight Plesh, and we mentioned he was not able to catch the lead draft here after that pit stop cycle. So looks like he was still getting some damage repaired to that 44 car. He's going to stay up against the wall here, let the leaders go by. Say here at Daytona, it's always a little sketchy when you do that. Say as it's really tough to get out of the way with that big pack coming. Looks like he's able to do a good job here and get back going. Now the goal for him is to try to grab onto the draft of this group here and be able to stay that first car one lap down. So I try to keep an eye on his speeds compared to those around him. Right now he's just about to hit 200 miles an hour as they come off of turn 4. So he's going to be right in that window if he can grab their draft or not. Saying again that damage may be affecting that car, so unfortunately I don't know if he's gonna be able to hang on to them. I think he may have lost a little bit of momentum trying to get to that top side there. So again, right now, our top 10 in this league group here are Gabe Butler, Raymond Rittenauer, Kevin Hash, Dale Willoughby, Eric Laurie, Charles Johnson, Joe Delavecchia, Donald Stewart, Logan Helton, and Chad Wilkes. As I say that, there's big wreck here in the backstretch there. So you see a bunch of cars involved in this one. Oh, 66 almost had it cleared, gets hooked there at the end. That's going to take out a lot of front runners there, so they're going to all need to get some fast repairs done to that group here. Let's go back and see what happens. That was a major collision with a bunch of these cars here. So I'm not sure exactly where it started. Looks like it might be around Kevin Hash. You can kind of see that angle of the car here. Oh yeah, you can see he was already loose. I wonder if he caught the apron before that all started. You can see there he's about a groove up the yellow line here. And then I wonder if that maybe just kind of pulled him around a little bit as you see starts coming back towards the inside. Oh, you can see right there, left's just touched that yellow line. As soon as he touched it, there's just nothing he could do. It got loose there. And the 071 of Jack Walls got into him a little bit. And then from there, it's just kind of a momentum shift. Let's say Jack then had to lift, which then is kind of one of those accordion effects, if you will. You see the 63, the 052, the 17, 12, 66, and the 78 all involved in this one. I say just unfortunately just one of those accordion effects with these guys. And so you saw the 66 was just about to squeeze through here. It looks like he already had a little bit of damage. Then the 052 there just kind of came down with the damage off the track. Got into the back of him, spun him around, and say a little bit of an extra shot or two for some of these guys. So definitely not what they're hoping to have happen. Say should be, I believe, the beneficiary of that will be the 44 of Dwight Plush. Should get him back onto the lead lap, as I say that he's passing the pace car now. So say we're going to have pit stops there. Oh, you see the 03 there overshot his pits just a little bit, so that's going to cost him a few spots as they go through. See right there the fight for the lead there on the pit exit between the 07 or say the 87 and the 1. We'll see how that cycles through here. And then right now we have two cars that are a lap or more down, which are the 118 of Nathan Aldridge and the 6 of Bud Steele, who's showing 2 laps down right now. Nathan Aldridge had just pitted there, so he's only got a few laps of fuel that he's used up here. So that might be worthwhile for him to stay out and get that wave run to become the only car 1 lap down. We'll have to wait and see what the plan is for that 6 though of Bud Steele. Looks like the 87 Raymond Rittenauer is able to get out in front of the one Gabe Butler under that yellow. Say one thing we're noticing here also, this is a third distance coming around this time by. We're going to have 50 laps of the 75 remaining at Daytona. So we'll have to see again, we talked about that pit strategy. We're going to have to wait and see if some of these drivers are going to top off at the very end on the 1 to go, which it looks like actually just Logan Helton in the 63 is doing that. And you see that 6 and the 118 are both going to take wave around, so that's going to put Nathan Aldridge just 1 lap down and get Bud Steele from 3 laps down back to 2 laps down. So again, these guys are going to try to now come around, get back to the back of the draft here, and see if they're able to maybe take some advantage of some any potential future yellows here. But yeah, that caution definitely a big break for some of those guys who had lost the draft, as we had mentioned a little earlier. So that's definitely going to bring them back into the mix here. So you see the 44 Dwight Plush. He looks like he's going to top off one more time here in that 44 car. So take a look. Looks like he went ahead and took a fast repair on there as well. Looks like that definitely was not trying to get the damage repair didn't work out for him, so he decided to get that use one of those fast repairs and get that taken care of here. He's gonna get back up and going here. So we mentioned the 03 overshooting his pit box just a little bit. Looks like it actually did not hurt him that bad. He's still showing in the 4th position right now. I'm saying, and looking at pit stops as well, looks like the first driver that took 4 tires under that yellow is the 28 of Charles Johnson. Again, tires aren't really that important here at the plate races, Daytona, Talladega, but at the same time, it's always worth. I usually try to do it, especially if it's under yellow. That way, under the green flag stops, you can definitely just do fuel only. So, however, pace car is off, so it's going to put it into the hands of Raymond Rittenauer on the inside, Gabe Butler on the outside. We're back going again, so you can see right behind them you have Dale Willoughby and Kevin Hesh in that second row. See that second row of cars doing everything they can here to push those front cars. See if they maybe get the advantage there. Looks like the 44 of Dwight Plush may have to serve a pit penalty. He's still sitting in the pits at the moment. Say not sure if it might. Say iRacing has had a glitch. iRacing did an update with a basically fast cautions, if you will, or the kind of cycles through a little quicker. So I'm wondering if he may have got bit by that. Not sure. So it could be something unrelated, however. So unfortunately, that will put him back 1 lap down, just unfortunately right as he got back onto the lead lap there in that 44 car. So just unfortunately bad luck for that 44 machine. However, you can see that bottom line is definitely hooked up here. You see Raymond Rittenauer getting a good push from Dale Willoughby as they enter turn 3, able to push that 87 out in front with the 7. Oh, you see a little bit of a bobble there by the 7. He's able to gather it back up. I'm sure that definitely caught the attention of those around him. So it's almost exactly how that previous incident happened, but luckily they're able to keep it pointed in the right direction here. As they go through the tri-oval one more time and say again, now they're with that little bit of a bobble, it's really giving the advantage to that top line. You see right away, as soon as that opening cleared, that one car is going to jump to the bottom in front of that 87. Which now it's going to open the top line up to the 03 and the 28. Yeah, it's now leading that top. Oh, you see right there a little bit further back to 84. Saw he had a little bit of a momentum and say some of those cars around them trying to stay clean. As I said, though, caution is going to come out from it. So they just saw one car got a little bit out of shape there in 3 and 4. And they just, unfortunately, they just couldn't stay off of each other there afterwards. So say, I think it may have started with the 84 here. Yeah, saying that he just caught that yellow line, and just from there, it's near impossible to gather back up. You see, he slides up a little bit, unfortunately, in front of the path of that 24 and the 63. And saying you see the 10 has to get to the apron there to try to avoid it. He loses a bunch of momentum, and then here comes the 101 there, and the 6 as well. It's going to give Bud Steele some more damage to that 6 car. Probably, let's say he's going to definitely need to get some more damage repaired to that machine. So gonna check here. The next question is going to be who this benefits if the 118, if he was able to get through that cleanly of Nathan Aldrich. That may actually put him now back on that lead lap here. So we'll have to wait and see while everything cycles through here. Leaders are coming off of turn 4 right now. So we have 46 to go, be 45 at the line. So you can see that everybody's slowing up here waiting for that pace car to come around. And we'll see if we're going to have some pit stops here. Say if we do, I'm pretty sure you're going to see fuel only for these leaders. And you can see a really good lot of opening there between the one of Gabe Butler and Raymond Rittenauer there, just with the whole cycle with the pace car. It looks like we got the 28 of Charles Johnson is going to stay out here and assume the lead. Looks like we're also going to have the 3 of Jack Walls, Chad Wilkes, and Mike Morrison are going to stay out here as well. Yeah, definitely some more fuel-only stops for our leaders. So let's keep an eye on that 118 car. See if he's able to get the wave around and get back onto that lead lap. So you see him going to the top, passing everybody. So I think that's going to put Nathan Aldrich here back onto the lead lap here, which will give us 19 cars of the 21 in the race back on the lead lap. Right now showing the 44 of Dwight Plush still 1 lap down. Bud Steele showing as 2 laps down in that 6 car. So while everything is cycling through here, I'm going to step away for just a moment, and we'll definitely get things back going here once we get that one to go. Alright, we are on the 1 to go here. A little bit of a change in the order here. So now you have a 28, the 83, the 17, and the 66 are going to be the front 4 here. Those drivers all stayed out there, and then from Gabe Butler in 5th on back, they all went ahead and did fuel-only stops. So you're going to have these front 4 here stayed out, have just slightly less fuel than the rest of the field here. However, so we'll see now with this group with the 1, the 87, the 03, and the 7, see what they're able to do, not having that track position like they did before. So as we get the green flag back in the air. So you see Charles Johnson leading the way, Jack Walls right next to him, Chad Wilkes in 3rd, and then the 66 of Mike Morrison in the 4th position. See, however, that restart's not going to be what Jack Walls is going to see, because unfortunately that 66 did not get to his bumper very quickly there. You can see he's already falling back to the 3rd car here in line. So he's going to try and need to see if he can get that 66 to get to his bumper. To be able to give him a push, but as you can see though, that one with Gabe Butler took the momentum. He's going to jump straight to the top side here. He's going to try to take advantage of that momentum as fast as he can. So as they come across the line here, Charles Johnson's going to lead this lap. Again, he's got Chad Wilkes right to his bumper there. But however, that top line starting to roll here with that 1. Oh, you see the 7 of Dale Willoughby. He catches the curb there. So they just caught it on the background. So we'll do a quick run back over there and see what happened to him here. They didn't go far enough back apparently. However, they don't want to miss what's going on up front. You can see that one's getting a really good push though from Jack Walls. Not quite able to clear him. However, it seems like that top line has definitely got the momentum going at the moment here. come across the line. Looks like Butler's going to lead that lap just by maybe a nose or so. However, it looks like momentum is kind of shifting in back to the bottom side as they enter turn 1. So Charles Johnson, Gabe Butler fighting for the lead here at Daytona. Next time around will be 40 laps to go. You see that 17 all over the back bumper of that 28 car. You see the 87 as well right on the back bumper of that 17. So I think that little combination there actually pushed him a little further forward there. As you can see, Robert Richards, he's going to jump to that top group, jump in front of Mike Morrison in that 66. He's going to try to be that third car on the top side, see if maybe he can get them to, see if he can push them around the top, and see if then if they jump to the bottom, if maybe then he'll cycle back down to, cycle back out towards the front here. While they're battling, though, they're not too far away from catching that 118 of Nathan Aldrich. So I don't believe he got back up to the field here under that green flag cycle. Here he comes on the top side. Again, you see he's going to run that very top line here, try to stay out of the way of the leaders, but then he's going to want to try to grab onto this draft here. And I believe that's going to actually put him 2 laps down as they run. So we'll see if he's able to kind of tag back onto the leaders here. As I say that, I saw a little bit of smoke there. I think that was the 84. You see the same thing, catches that inside. I think it was actually the 17 as well. Had a couple of situations there. Yeah, it was the 17 as well there. Chad Wilkes. Say something happened to him here as well. So we'll say, however, we'll jump back to the front with our leaders. I wasn't able to catch what happened there, unfortunately. I'll see if I can try to maybe catch it if we can under a next yellow. However, we stay green, and so you can see that one of Gabe Butler able to get to the front. Now it gets to that bottom side. So now it's going to have Robert Richards here leading the top line. Right now, say, it looks like he's going to try and get a little bit more help from that 66 car. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap there, and usually that you really want that second car in line here right locked to your bumper. So I'd say they're coming through here. So we'll go through well, we can at least of the field here. Kind of mention again where everybody is at the moment right now. Gabe Butler is leading at least at the line that last time by. As I say that, say Charles Johnson here jumps to the top. He's going to try to get some momentum from that 12 car. However, it's going to definitely get those two, the one and the 87 back in line together as we just crossed the halfway mark here. So our top 10 right now is Gabe Butler, Charles Johnson, Raymond Rittenauer, Robert Richards, Donald Stewart, Mike Morrison, Eric Laurie, Kevin Hash, Michael Spell, and Joe Della Vecchia. Those are our top 10 at the moment. Oh, you see a little bit of a wiggle there from the 78 on the inside line. He's able to keep it pointed in the right direction. As they definitely had a little bit of a moment there on that bottom line, though. Right now we're showing 11 cars in this main group. Say the one driver I did not mention, say thank you for joining us, Tammy. Say that's 63 of Logan Helton here, running in the right now right around the 10th, 11th position. Kind of depends on where he crosses the line here. Say started 15th in the top 10, and say in the lead draft, which is definitely critical here at Daytona. Should we get to the green flag cycles, you definitely want to be in this group here to be able to try to challenge for the win. Which we have 36 to go at this time around. So we'll cross the line with 35 laps remaining. So right now still out front, though, you have the one of Gabe Butler, and then right behind him is the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. Again, we know those two work together. Those are teammates who work really well together. Those are the top two in the points as well. However, on the outside line, you have Charles Johnson with Robert Richards running the outside. And I believe Robert actually was the winner last week here at Talladega. Again, we had that different with the new damage model. Didn't really work the way they're able to draft again here, but Robert was saying he's not much of a plate racer. However, so he's definitely showing he's if he isn't, he's learning fast, because I say he's doing a really good job here keeping that 12 car here towards the front. See a little bit of a wiggle from the 78. He's able to get it back to the bottom there. So right now, again, still have that top 11 here, all nose to tail. Say, unfortunately, a few that have fallen off the back of this draft, though, are the 24 of Robert Thorenz, 17 of Chad Wilkes, and the 10 of Corey Lane. I believe those three are all together in a draft, so they're not losing as much time as they would by themselves. And then we also have Andrew Schroeder in the 84, who's also lost some track positions there when he had that little bit of a moment. So I couldn't quite see what happened, unfortunately, but yeah, unfortunately, to say he's right now running by himself, about a half a lap or so behind the leaders. And so we're going to have some mixed strategy potentially, depending on how if this stays green or not, because the 24. The 28 of Charles Johnson, the 66 of Mike Morrison, and then I'm trying to find the other groups that pitted with him there. Well, actually, Chad Wilkes is one, but he's out of the draft group right now. So I think actually just those two. They pitted earlier, or they stayed out under that last yellow, so they're gonna have to pit sooner than those cars around them. So there's definitely a potential where you might see that 28 car have to get to the bottom to make a pit stop. However, he's still got probably about 5 or so laps before he needs to make a pit stop in that 28. Also, and thank you for joining us, Maxine. Hope you're doing well. So I appreciate you joining the broadcast here this evening. And so yeah, right now we still have 12 cars in this lead pack. You see that 44 Dwight Plush trying to stay on kind of in their draft here, make sure he can hang on to that draft here. You see the 78 gets a little bit low there, able to get it back up before the trial. I'll say that's definitely a place where you have to make sure you're not kind of straddling the apron and the banking. So he's able to keep that point forward there, but that's one of those things here at Daytona Talladega that you have to be really aware of. That's kind of where these things happen really quickly. So we're going to hop on board here with our 44 of Dwight Plush. Let's say again, right now the first car one lap down. Let's say he's also the last car in this lead pack here. So this is basically what he's seeing as they run right here. Let's say it's probably one of the safest places you can be able to have some time to react and try to slow down should something happen in front of them. So let's say especially being that first car one lap down, you're definitely going to try to be just enough to stay in the draft, but not too far out or not too close as well to wind up having to potentially pile into those wrecks. Just in front of him, we'll hop on board here with that 101 of Mark Rubelis. Right now, showing as our 12th place car. Right now, he is last lead lap car in this main draft pack right now. You see the 6 of Bud Steele. He's showing, unfortunately, 2 laps down at the moment. So Bud's trying to see if he can recover, get a couple laps back as well in that 6 car. But right now, say our lead pack here, though, they're still all 2x2 for about the top, looks like about the top 10 or so, all running 2x2 here as they go through the backstretch. However, you see that our leaders are about to catch that 83 of Gabe Butler, our leader 83, or one of Gabe Butler is about to catch the 83 of Jack Walls, who's 2 laps down at the moment. He's going to jump to the top side, let the leaders run through on the bottom. Again, these guys doing a really good job of trying to let these lead pack guys go, not play, kind of mix anything up here. Again, though, this is kind of the more dangerous spot. As I say that, that's going to send potentially a caution there. Yeah, as I said, that caution's going to fly with us, and that's kind of where the danger is. Looks like the 66 of Mike Morrison just got a little bit too high there, got into the quarter panel of that 83 of Jack Walls. Nothing he could do there. So we'll jump back here and take a quick look here. You can see the 66 starts just drifting up a little bit too high, gets into the 83, and that's going to kind of stack the field up behind him. You see that 03 of Kevin Hash, he gets caught by the 88 of Michael Spell, and then behind them, I'll say it's just kind of, and I say he's just trying to recover from there. So you see the 118 also gets into the wall just a little bit. I say here's where the 03 catches the apron, gets back onto the banking. But say, unfortunately, right in front of him, you can see where they start getting together there. That's kind of where it all happens. You see Bud Steele trying to squeak through, gets a little bit of damage there to that right front. But yeah, so that's kind of where all this kind of came through. So unfortunately, a little bit of contact there, and that's what we talked about with the trying to. It's even when they give room here, especially at Daytona, it's so easy to. Just get off the groove a little bit. However, say that caution was, I believe, perfect timing for that 28 of Bud Steele. Again, he was, or 28 of Charles Johnson. One of these days, I'll stop mixing up their names. He was on 25 laps on his fuel there, so I believe he was going to have to pit within a lap or two. And again, this is going to be right in this window. I think you might see some top-offs on the one to go, because we're going to come across the line here with 26 laps to go. So we're definitely going to see everybody get fuel here. They're going to try to fill it to the brim, and we'll see what these guys are able to do. Looks like the one is going to hang on to the lead here through the pit stop cycle. So letting everybody come through here, trying to keep an eye on where everybody's going to exit out from it. I think we had a couple of 2 and 4 tire stops. Saw the one and the 87 took left side tires, and it looks like the 28 of Charles Johnson took 4. However, I think the 78 of Donald Stewart and looks like, well, I don't know, he may have taken fuel only here. He may have taken lefts as well. I'm not sure. I'm just looking at the pit stop times. Definitely saw the one though taking lefts. See if we see any top-offs on the one to go. There's one right there, 78 of Donald Stewart, 63 of Logan Helton is in as well. Going to top off here as we get the one to go. See that 6 of Bud Steele is going to take a wave around, as is the 118 of Nathan Aldrich. So it's actually going to give us, right now we have 16 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is the 84 of Andrew Schroeder. And then we have 3 cars 1 lap down, which is Dwight Plush, Nathan Aldrich, and Bud Steele. Unfortunately, the incident with Dale Willoughby earlier on during the green flag run there, he has retired from the event. Unfortunately, his bad luck is going to continue in that 7 car. So I mean, at this point, I think he's gonna have to hope that maybe season 5 is what's gonna work for him, because yeah, he's had just 0 luck in that 7 car here so far in season 4 in the Superspeedway series. Alright, so they're coming around 3 and 4. So they're going to restart with 24 laps to go. So again, the fuel window is going to probably be pretty tight for some of these cars. Saw a few top off on the one to go. Donald Stewart and Logan Helton. They're going to restart at the end of this group right here. However, they're going to have just a little bit more fuel, so I'd say that could come into play. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, though, our race leaders are that one of Gabe Butler and the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. So green flag back in the air. You can see that one got a good start here. We'll see if the 87 is going to stay up top or if he's going to try to drop to the bottom. Looks like he's going to try to stay on the top side here as they get going and up to speed. So right behind that one car, you have the 071 of Eric Laurie. Haven't mentioned him much this evening. I think he's just been kind of biding his time, and now he's able to get himself in position here and see what he's able to do. Again, see right there, Charles Johnson right behind him in the 5th position, and behind him you have Joe Della Vecchia. Definitely see these guys are being I'm not going to say more aggressive, but some of these drivers are making sure they're not going to fall out of the draft this time around. They're definitely staying closer to each other and to the front here. Right now you have the whole lead group here, all within just over a second, like 1.1 seconds between the first car and the 16th place car. So again, these guys are definitely going to make sure they're going to stay in this draft and not lose any potential of trying to get this win here this evening. Right now, that battle for the free pass position is Bud Steele is in front of those drivers. As I say that, a little bit of a moment there entering turn 1 with our leaders here. The 87 looked like got washed up a little bit. Not sure if he had a little bit of help there. Everybody's able to keep it pointed straight there. There's definitely going to be two strategies, though, should another incident occur on trying to get your lap back, is to be that first car one down or to be out of the way so you can avoid the incident. Because, again, if you're involved in the wreck and you're lap down, you're not going to get your lap back there. So there's definitely some two strategies that you can play in this one. However, across the line here, 21 laps remaining. Again, those two teammates and also our 2 points leaders right now, the two that are going to be going for the championship at this point, I believe, just based on the advantage they have. You have, again, Gabe Butler, Raymond Rittenauer. They're also the front two in the on track right here. So we've talked about that. Just whatever it is, let's say they've got it figured out. As you saw there, 24 looked like he got a little bit low. They're able to get it back up on track, though, in time. So it seems like most of the trouble spot we've seen lately is just drivers just getting a little bit onto that yellow line. That's really hurt them, though. So so far everybody's able to keep it out of trouble here. So far this run, say 20 to go, though. So say again it's going to be close on fuel. I'm not sure if anybody can stretch it or not. That might be some other strategy you see from drivers here, trying to save as much as they can. Obviously at Daytona, Talladega, there's only so much you can really do to save. However, if you're maybe one of the third, fourth cars in line, you can definitely do a lot of lifting to try to save fuel. And the two that will have just that little bit more fuel are going to be that 78 of Donald Stewart and the 63 of Logan Helton. As I say that, though, Logan's going to the top here. He's going to look, see if he can make it 3 wide. Looks like he didn't get any help there, so he's going to have to fall back in line on that top side and try to regroup here. So again, the other driver that topped off there was that 78 of Donald Stewart. So right now he's running that bottom line here. So he's showing in the 11th position that last time around. So again, he's got just maybe, I'd say, a quarter of a gallon more fuel, something in that range. It won't be much, maybe like 0.2, somewhere in that range. However, again, I don't know how close these guys are going to be on fuel. Say we restarted with, I believe it was 27 to go. So It's gonna be, or no, I believe it's 25 to go. It's gonna be tight on fuel. As they say that though, it's not gonna matter. The 24 there, Robert Threns is around. Let's see who was able to make sure they weren't involved in that incident, because that's going to be critical for that lucky dog position here. So let's go back and see what happened there. So I come through the tri-oval here. Oh, you can see the 80 and the 24 got together. It looks like 24 just washed up a little bit too much. Unfortunately, the 78 of Donald Stewart, just nowhere for him to go. Oh, you see Bud Steele, he's going to get involved as well. So say that's going to take Bud out of the running there for that lucky dog because of the fact that he was involved in the incident. So the next in line is going to be that 44 of Dwight Plesh. So we'll keep an eye on him. You see him slowing down, trying to make sure he's not involved. Looks like he's going to get away with it there. So I believe that's going to put the 44 here back on the lead lap. So the leaders are all going to catch up to the pace car here in turns 2. And so we'll keep an eye on the free pass position, all that. So I'm going to step away again for just a moment while everything gets sorted out here. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the leaders. We'll see if there's any pit stop strategy. Again, here at Area 51 Racing League, there are up to 3 green-white checkers. So say even though they might be able to make it to the end now, they may not have enough for green-white checkers. So you might see some splash of fuel for these guys. I believe if they can top off now and splash, that would get them to the end, and then some enough for the green white checkers as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So say I'm going to step away for just a moment, and we'll see who cycles through where, see if that's 44 the 6 is able to get the lucky dog. And yeah, we'll get back racing here with going to be probably about 13-14 laps remaining. Alright, we're about to get going here. I think there's a bit of a scoring error in infantry. I think they're working on getting that fixed right now. Right now you see showing the 44 Dwight Plush as the race leader. So right now he's actually a lap ahead of the field, so they're going to have to get that fixed. As they get going here, say green flag is back out though. So our race leader is actually going to be the one of Gabe Butler, 44 of Raymond right now in second. Then you got the 87, or sorry, then you got the 071 and the 03 there on the second row. Again, running as hard as they can here to push those cars to the front. Say we have 13 to go now this time by. Coming around the line, we're going to be 12 laps remaining. Saying looks like not too many there pitted out under that yellow. Looks like the 10 of Corey Lane, Mark Rabillis, Andrew Schroeder, Mike Morrison, and Robert Thorenz. As you see the 44 Dwight Plush coming out of the pits right now, that's gonna fix the cycle of the pit stop order there. So that'll put everything back the way it was supposed to be. So unfortunately, that's going to cost him the draft. Unfortunately, so we'll have to see how that all cycles through here. However, up front though, again, right now you've got the 1 and the 87 here working together now on the bottom line. You got the 03 and the 12 on the top. You got the 88 Michael Spell now in the mix as well here. Same thing for him. He's kind of been more mid-pack or so, but now he's starting to kind of show his presence at the moment. As we come across the line here, 12 laps remaining. So right now that bottom line is looking really strong. A little bit of a wiggle there by Eric Laurie. He's able to get it back gathered up. You can see these guys are definitely starting to kind of jockey around for position a lot more right here. Let's say cars that are a lap down at the moment are still the 118 of Nathan Eldridge and the 6 of Bud Steele as things run. So going to be 11 to go here at the line. Oh, you saw the 052 there of Joe Delvecchia just popped back in the draft there. That's also something that you have to deal with these sim racing stuff. It's unfortunate there are the occasional connection issues. However, looks like they're able to stay off each other, and he's going to be able to keep going here. See if that 12 of Robert Richards, if he's able to push the 03 of Kevin Hash on the top side. You can see they're starting to make a little bit of ground here as they come turns 3 and 4. We're going to come around this time with 10 laps remaining at Daytona. Again, right now the front two now are going to be the 87 Raymond Rittenauer and Kevin Hash now on the top side, getting a good push here. And on the bottom line, you have the 87 and the 1. Those are teammates, and they're also the 2 points leaders. So they've been working together well all season, and it shows why. You can see these two still being able to keep it up front with those two cars. Obviously, a little bit of movement there with the 88 and the 12. A lot of movement actually with the 88 car, trying to figure out where he needs to go. I think we're going to see again. I feel like we're going to start seeing the aggression pick up just that little bit more. I think potentially you're going to see some potential 3 wide moves here. Not sure if they're going to try to see if they can maybe leave that 03 out and hang them out to dry and then make a charge with the 2 of them or not. Again, here at Daytona, it is much trickier than at Talladega. You can definitely do it, but I say Talladega is just that little bit wider, which just makes it that much easier to do. Come across the line here. It's going to be for 8 laps to go. So right now, again, still showing pretty much the same group of cars here up front. That 03 has not been able to kind of make enough of a charge to get to the 87, to the door, I should say, of the 87 car. He's been able to get to the door of the one car, but that's about the progress he's been able to make. So that top line is going to need to try to get a little bit formed a little bit better here. See if they can make a charge. But right now, I'll say that bottom line is doing just enough to kind of keep those two out in front. As I said, the top line starting to get some momentum. Well, as I said, and then I lost it again there, unfortunately. I saw Kevin Hash get to the 87, but it looks like they unfortunately lost that momentum that they had just gained. There you see the 052 disappear again for just a moment. He's back up and running again now, though. As I say that, though, so I believe that was the 052 there that went to the inside. So unfortunately, I think that was just a product of the connection issue. He's going to get it turned around, see if he gets going again or not. Now it looks like he's going to go back into the pits there, unfortunately for him. So yeah, it's just unfortunate with that connection issues. Those are things that, yeah, it's just hard to control those, and just you might time out in a bad spot there. However, I think that 071 of Eric Laurie looks like he has actually cleared the 03 of Kevin Hash. Charles Johnson may just barely be clear. I'll say this is the time to jump to that top side. A little surprised Eric hasn't done it yet. I would have gone with that 28 of Charles Johnson, but so far he has not gone with him yet. He's going to stay on that inside line here. So now you're going to have Charles Johnson leading this top groove with Kevin Hash behind him. I say that's going to start bringing in now the 10 of Corey Lane as well. As they come through the backstretch here, we have 6 to go as they coming around that lap car, the 24 of Robert Lorenz. Right now, Charles Johnson's getting a pretty good push here on the top side. He's able to get to that one of Gabe Butler. So now he's just going to have to hope that that 03 of Kevin Hash can keep on his bumper here a little bit further. Again, a little surprised that the 71 didn't go up with him there. However, we got 5 laps to go here at Daytona. So right now, again, we got Raymond Rittenauer and Gabe Butler on the inside line. Charles Johnson leading the top side now with the 03 of Kevin Hash with him. And then just with them also as well is Eric Laurie, Robert Richards, Corey Lane, and Michael Spell. You can see it looks like they're going 3 wide here, trying to see where the line's going to go. Looks like Robert Richards wanted to get to the back of the 28 car. Big wiggle there for the 12. Able to keep it straight. However, that's costing them, let's say, unfortunately, that 3 wide move did not work out for them. So it's going to cost them a little bit of position here. Really stacked up that inside, or the outside line, I should say. So that's going to actually now be Kevin Hash now leading the way one more time. On that top line, I should say. So 4 laps to go here at Daytona. So again, still a lot of stuff there's still a lot that can happen. You can see him starting dicing around a little bit. The 78 of Donald Stewart on the back bumper of the 03 of Kevin Hash. See Logan Helton here going to the top here. They're going to try to make it 3 wide. You see the 17 there of Chad Wilkes was going with him. However, he's jumping to the bottom. So that just wasn't enough help, it looks like. Unfortunately, it's going to cost Logan a couple spots here. He's going to have to fall back in line on the outside, or in the middle groove at this point, I guess we can call it. As we're coming around now to 3 laps to go. You see that 03 now, Kevin Hash, he's gotten to the door of the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. We'll see if Donald Stewart's able to get to that back bumper of the 03, maybe try to start pushing him forward. But right now, again, it's anybody's game. As I say that, these guys are still dicing it up on the backstretch. Starting to see a little bit more movement, as well as everybody's trying to be just a little bit more aggressive here as we're going to come around to 2 laps remaining here at Daytona. Again, right now, Raymond Rittenauer still leading, Gabe Butler, Kevin Hash leading that top line, Eric Laurie there on 3rd car on the inside, Donald Stewart. So it says we've got 2 to go here at Daytona. See what these guys are able to do right now. Just doesn't look like there is the momentum that they need. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if anybody's going to try to make that 3rd line work. It doesn't look like it at this point. Looks like everybody's kind of settled here to be on the these front 2. As I said, though, this time the 12's able to the 78 was able to get the 03 a pretty good push there. Just apparently, say it's going to be now close between the three of them here. As they come to the line, we're going to get the white flag this time. So at the line, 87 barely in the lead. So this is now where you're going to want to try to latch onto that back bumper of that car in front of you and just push as hard as you can. But you can see kind of they're starting to wiggle around just a little bit. That's going to cost the top line a little bit of momentum here. As I say, that 78 looking like he was going to try to make it 3 wide. He is going to go 3 wide here. 28 of Charles Johnson is going to get behind him and push as well. So I feel like this is going to definitely give the advantage right now to that inside line with the that 78 and the 1. As I say that as they come through 3 and 4 here. So they're coming around. Oh, you see it started to get a little bit of contact there. Trying to keep it straight. However, at the line, though, it's going to be Raymond Rittenauer here in the first place there. Second place, Gabe Butler in the 03 of Kevin Hash, able to bring it home in third. Top 5 rounds out is with Eric Laurie and Chad Wilkes. Yeah, it seemed like just that top line couldn't get what they needed to work together. I want to say the 03 might also be teammates with those top 2, the 87 and the 1 there. So maybe a little bit of team strategy in play in there as well. Say I won't. No tinfoil hat or anything like that. So just putting the potential out there. But either way, though, a really great race by all those guys here. So let's see if we can pull up our top 3 finishers here. We'll try to start off with that 03 of Kevin Hash. So give me just a moment. We'll get everybody pulled in here. Alright, so we're going to start off with that 03 car of Kevin Hash. Started third, finished third. Was leading that top line. Looked like people are starting to try to take him 3 wide there at the last lap or so. However, able to make that middle line still work and pull off the third place finish there. Was it just a case of you not getting the enough of a push that you needed on that middle top groove to make it happen? Or what were you needing there to try to get that extra little bit to try to pull off the win this evening?
Really, the bottom line just got such a good run out of the corners. It was just going to be really hard as long as the bottom 2 cars stayed committed. I knew it was going to be really hard to get by those 2. And how much of a pull that middle line had, I knew. I think Stewart just got so hot he really didn't have any other choice there at the end. But I knew that the bottom line was going to have enough side draft from both sides to probably stay up there. And if I got just a little bit of help like I did from Chad, I knew I was going to be able to at least be the lead car on the outside. But yeah, it was just going to be so hard to get by anybody committed on the bottom. That bottom just got such a good run out of the corners, especially for the pushing car.
Saying yeah, and we know that 87 and the 1 they work well together. So if you got those 2 locked together, that's gonna be a tough one to compete with as well. So you're able to hang on though, get that third place finish. I'm guessing it was a much more enjoyable race for you all this evening with going back to the old damage model, if you will, not having to worry about getting stuck inside each other's bumpers there. Did it kind of feel like back to what you were used to tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I agree with the way this car drafts and the way definitely like you said, not getting caught inside the other person's bumpers. I definitely enjoy this a lot more than what we had last week. It's just so much more secure. You know what's going to happen. There's no, am I too close? Am I going to kill us both? But yeah, it's just a little bit loose tonight. But I mean, other than that, definitely back to the way we could drive.
Yeah, so you guys definitely put on a good show there, the whole race really. But before I let you go, though, I want to definitely give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that third place finish run tonight.
Definitely got to give a shout out to Chad there at the end for shooting the gap there in the middle and coming up and pushing me. If it wasn't for him, I don't even know where I'd ended up finishing. Would probably been way back there, but gotta thank him, Gabe, Ray, Eric, and Dale. raced and had a pretty good time. I don't think we really ever dropped out of the top 10 there, so that made it a lot easier. But yeah, just huge shout out to them, sponsor Iceland's Collision Custom Paint, you guys for broadcast, and Charles and them for the league, and look forward to next week.
Nice, I appreciate it. Congrats on that third place finish, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
10-4. Thank you, man.
As our third place finisher there, Kevin Hash. I'll say we'll see if we can pull up now our second place finisher, and I believe also was second place in the points entering this race. That number one of Gabe Butler. So again, we talked about how well that the one and the 87 worked together, and I mean they just showed it again tonight. Those two got this plate racing down to a science, it feels like. So we're going to grab that number one car over here. Say pulling Gabe Butler here, able to pull off the second place finish tonight at Daytona. Say got locked bumpers there with the 87 there at the end, and I say as you guys have shown all season, once you guys get together, you guys work really well together, and you guys are kind of hard to beat, and proved again tonight, able to pull off. So it's one of those things that you just kind of hope that maybe you get in front of him, so he's kind of committed to push you there, but. So you guys again did a really good job, able to stay locked up together, get that 1-2 finish this evening.
Yeah, good team effort there. Good points night for us all. I think we got the top 4, and Dale was a bit unlucky. So good points night.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mentioned a little earlier on. I say Dale's always been right up there. Just always had something happen to kind of give him a little bit of bad luck there. So I say I couldn't quite catch what happened. I say I did see him wind up going towards the Daytona road course at one point, catch that curb wrong, and said threw that car up in the air a little bit. So I say unfortunately, it looks like after that he had to retire. So. But like you said, though, I mean, the four of you, I mean, obviously, again, you guys work all really well together, and it seemed like you pretty much, for the most of the race, there's one pit cycle where you guys didn't really have the lead, but for the most part, you guys were in pretty much full control of this race tonight.
Yeah, we kind of made a decision to pit, and we'd have a couple of gallons more than everybody else if there was another caution, so we'd be able to get in and out of the pits a bit quicker, and I think it worked out that way.
No, I say yeah, you guys definitely did what you needed to make it happen. Say obviously one position short, but again, let's say you guys seem like you work really well together, week in and week out. So again, congrats on that second place finish, but definitely want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts I could give for that run tonight.
Well, congratulations to Ray on his win, and the rest of the teammates there, Kevin, Dale, and Eric, and thank you for the broadcast as usual.
So I always appreciate being a part of it. So again, good run there, and I'll say we're gonna try to chat with your teammate there in victory lane, and say look forward to hopefully chatting again with you soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right, that was our second place finisher there, Gabe Butler. Now we're going to try to pull it over to our race winner here in that number 87 machine. Raymond Rittenauer able to get it done this evening, led 15 laps. I say again, we talked about those two in qualifying, qualified a thousandth of a second apart from each other. I say about when it came to the end there, that 87, the one able to stay locked up together. Saying then Raymond Rittenauer able to pull off the win this evening at Daytona. So I was talking with Gabe there. It's like you two just like you guys have this thing down. It seems like to a science almost. Where if you guys are locked up together, it's hard to get around you two.
Yeah, we work really, really well together. Car was pretty much all over the place on the high side. I liked the bottom a lot better, but I felt good pushing him, and I mean, it felt good out front.
And that's actually a good thing to bring up, because I was wondering about that as well. If the usually the top or middle line, you kind of get that good momentum on the exit, but it seemed like this evening the bottom line actually worked really well, even maybe better than usual for you guys. Was that did it take a little bit of time to realize during the race, or was that something you guys kind of felt from the get-go?
I didn't realize it until about halfway through, because I was stuck up top most of the time. Once I got down there, though, I knew that it was a lot better. Nobody could get by.
No, so you guys definitely did what you needed to do there. Say as we watch you do your donuts here on the front stretch. So again, congrats on the win. Definitely want to give you opportunity though for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for pulling off the win this evening.
Yeah, I gotta thank Charles for doing everything he does for Area 51 here. I thank my teammates, Kevin, Dale, Eric, Gabe, and you guys for putting on a pretty good bar.
Say just got a couple more races. I think this was the 3 to go, so I think you got 2 more to go after this. And say again, it looks like it's going to be between yourself and your teammate there, Butler, for the championship. So I'll say, as I know again, you guys work well together. But is it with those final 2? Are you guys any strategy going to change at all, or is it pretty much just going to try to work together as best as possible here?
I'm sure if it comes down to the last race, there's going to be something happen, but we're going to try to stick together for the most part. I mean, if it comes down to it, I have no problem pushing him to the championship.
So congratulations on the win, Raymond. Say great job again this evening. Did everything correctly, did everything you needed to do, and so you guys felt like pretty much in total command of the race tonight. So enjoy the win, and say look forward to chatting again with you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
As our race winner there, the number 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. So as before we go any further here, let's go ahead and go over our race results. So again, we had a chat with our top 3 there: Raymond Rittenauer, Gabe Butler, and Kevin Hash. In 4th was Eric Laurie. Chad Wilkes rounds out the top 5. And 6 through 10 you have Corey Lane, Donald Stewart, Andrew Schroeder, Logan Helton, and Mike Morrison. And then 11th through 20th here you have Robert Richards, Michael Spell, Mark Rubilis, Dwight Plesh, Charles Johnson, Robert Thorenz, Bud Steele, Nathan Aldrich, Jack Walls, and Joe Della Vecchia. It's unfortunate some of those guys, as they had good runs going, just were in the right place at the right time, or got caught up in incidents and just were not able to recover there. And the remainder of our results, unfortunately, as we mentioned, Dale Willoughby said that bad luck continues for that 7 car. Hopefully he'll be able to kind of shake the monkey off his shoulders, or whatever he needs to do to kind of have some luck here. Maybe season 5 is going to be where it happens for that 7 car. But again, I say he's definitely had a lot of promise, just hasn't had the results, hasn't had the luck that he's needed to bring it home the rest of the way there. So I'll say, however, before we let you all go, I want to thank you again for joining us here at Green White Checkered TV. Congrats again to our race winner there, the number 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, pulling off the win here. So look forward to catching you all again on Tuesday for the Indy Series. And then Wednesday we'll have the recruiting race. Thursday will be the Cup Series. And of course back here again next week for the second to last race of the Superspeedway season. I believe that'll be at Talladega. So until Tuesday, hope you all have a great evening. Remember, try to stay home if you can, stay safe, wash your hands, and just, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and hope to see you again on Tuesday. Take care and have a good night.